Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Glissade Double Large LED Pendant. This is going to be the 1375-87. Lots of different Glissade fixtures, including a wall sconce. And the wall sconce, I actually took the glass off that. It's a smaller piece of glass, but it does show you how beautiful this glass is. And I want to show you some details on it. This thing is all about the glass here. Hubbardton Forge finds glass makers all over the world that are the most unbelievably talented craftsmen. This is hand-poured glass, clear glass, and then they basically sprinkle all these shards of broken glass on top. That's put into a kiln or oven, basically, and it melts these down, so it takes all the hard shards off. So check that out. It's really, really beautiful. So the word glissade basically translates into a skillful glide over ice and a steep descent. And the designer of this fixture, Andy Mortar at Hubbardton Forge, basically did what we all do in the wintertime. He went out into the woods and checked out the lakes and the streams, and this is kind of what he came back with. So this is kind of a way of you getting a piece of Vermont into your own house, because this is what our life is like. So, okay, moving on, let's talk about the size of the fixture. Height, 6.9 inches for the body. This is basically comprised of two intersecting arcs, so they're crossing over each other, so it's 43.5 by 43.5. It's a good size fixture. Overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself, and you're going to have a range. The shortest this can be is 20 inches. The longest as standard product is going to be 100 inches. If you need yours to be longer than 100 inches, drop me a quick email. So you're looking at the 1375-87. Tell me what you're looking for. So tell me you're looking at 200 inches overall height or anything above that. I'm going to take your email, take it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It'll come back with how we can help you. Adds a little time and money, but we do customs every day. It's not a big deal. Same deal if you're using this on a slope ceiling, measure the slope and email me that information too, because I need to send that through customs to see if it's going to work for you. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the canopy up in the ceiling. So that's going to be a round disc. Basically, it's 10 inches in diameter. It's about that thick. It's holding a transformer. That's going to transform your line voltage in your house or your building into low voltage, which safely goes through those cables. It's a low voltage LED pendant. I want to show you some more information about that. How we're going to do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you full parts list. It's going to show you how to put it together, which is very simple, but it's also going to show you some detailed drawings of the inside of that canopy, how it goes over your standard 4-inch junction box. This is 26.8 pounds, so you want to make sure that your installer knows that, so they use the correct box. So all these little details you want to know. A couple other things about that canopy. So the bottom flat part of the canopy is called the faceplate that faces down. The sides of the canopy are called the can. The bottom part is going to be in the finish that you choose from that list of choose your finishes. So the bottom plate's going to be in that finish. The side of that can is always going to be in black, and just something you guys want to know. On the bottom of that faceplate, you're going to notice all these little grippers, and these little grippers basically do what it sounds like. They take, or you take, your cables and kind of push them into those grippers, and they lock so they don't come back down again. If you do need to readjust this during your installation, not afterwards, once you cut those wires, it's done. But you want to use this opportunity to kind of bring these things up and down and get them to exactly where you want them to be. If you need to pull those cables back down again, use your thumbnail, push into those grippers, and it'll release and allow you to back those out. So, little thing to know. The little grippers are always going to be kind of a polished chrome. So, little detail again there. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about a couple other things. It's also a dimmable fixture. You want to talk to your installer about that. Tell them it's going to be using a dedicated LED dimmable with a transformer, and then they'll use the right rheostat or the right dimmer on the wall for you. Why don't we talk about, as far as lamping goes in this, it's going to be using two 10.8 watt LEDs. Go back and watch the video I did on the sconce where I got this piece of glass, because I actually had that on the table and I was able to tilt it and show you how the strips of LEDs fit inside that arced part, and it'd be kind of cool for you to see that. Then you totally understand how this goes together and where the light's coming from. That's a good thing to know. So 10.8 watts. It's going to give you 1,500 delivered lumens, which is quite a bit. That's why I said to put it on a dimmer. It's a good idea. The other thing about that is the light that's coming out of these LEDs is the color of light that we use in our showroom that I talk about in all these videos that we like a lot, and that's going to be 3,000 Kelvin warm white. It's not going to be that bluish white light you see like in a hospital waiting room or someplace like that. So that's what we like to use. That's a light that's coming down on my hands right now, and that kind of is the nice glow of an incandescent bulb we all grew up with, and that's why we like it. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.